I just want to begin by really thanking the team for all their work. I know that we didn't only manage to pull how many hundreds of hours of volunteer time from Mr. Monroe, but an immense amount of time in the thousands of hours from our negotiating team and all the staff in finance and across the corporation who supported them. I also want to thank Councillor Davison. This is not an easy file, and I think of all the hard work that you put into it, and the very front-facing work that was done as a part of it. I was participating in a not totally dissimilar process last year at about this time, and as someone who I know has two young children, the strain that puts on family, and so I really appreciate all of your hard work on this file. It's been impressive, as well as Councillor Sutherland and others. I just want to go back to the fundamentals of what we're being asked to do. And about every 30 years or so, a hockey team needs or wants to have a new arena, and we are long overdue for that. The question has become, the question is, do they make enough money over the lifespan of one building to build another one on their own? And some teams in the NHL do, and some of them don't. We are told that they don't. In accepting that might be true, because we have not been able to see their financials as you could with a public company or a not-for-profit that we work with all the time. In accepting that, we acknowledge that this business on its own is not viable, and it is needing of a government subsidy to make it viable. Yes, we will own this building, but the Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation have negotiated a leasehold interest, which gives them the rights to use the property for its useful life. They can take that to the bank and they can get a mortgage. This happens all the time. And no reasonable business invests in major capital improvements without a measure of bank or similar financing. However, the building costs $550 million, and that is more than they can afford. And so the deal before us needs to rationalize why we should use public money for a private venture. Some of the details in the terms and conditions in the letter of intent outline this value. Some of the details in the terms and conditions are continued to be held confidential, and some questions remain unanswered, and some of them are intangible, and we've been talking about that for a long time. Today, individually, councillors and the mayor, we're going to do that. We're going to rationalize the tangible and intangible benefits in deciding whether to support this or not. On the surface, there are some incredibly good pieces to this deal. It's a better deal than we have now. And I believe that our negotiating team did the very best that they could. But I'm opposing this today on two key pieces. One is the land options being vended in, and the second is in the cloaked and reasonably backroom process that got us here today. On the land, optioning in these two pieces of land has nothing to do with hockey. The parameters that council gave was in regards to adjacent land, and both of these pieces of land being vended in don't hit that definition for me. Handing Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation the opportunity for hundreds of millions of dollars in development rights in the absence of free and open competition is totally unacceptable. There has been no reason why this is a part of the deal before us, and almost no work has been done around the value that this developable rights have in regards to sweetening this deal. If this project is catalytic, then we should let it be catalytic. There is no requirement to further incent land development. The Calgary Municipal Land Corporation already puts its finger on the scale, and this will happen at the expense of other parts of downtown where we are in desperate need to stem vacancy and tax base bleeding and begin the slow walk back to a tax base so directly connected to the service cuts that Calgarians lost last week. There is no reason to have rushed the deal. I find it to be a bullying tactic and an unnecessary ultimatum. I don't understand what council is so afraid of and so unwilling to face the public in even a semblance of a conversation and the most basic of communications. I am for building an arena. I'm a lifelong Flames fan Being critical about 1 week of engagement doesn't make me anti-Flames. It doesn't mean I'm trying to kill this deal. It means I'm trying to do my job. The terms of reference had a very specific principle around engagement that disappeared out of the final version that no one can explain. Council gave specific direction. I'm almost done.
So please wrap up.
Council gave specific direction on March 4th that was totally ignored. The Rivers District Master Plan engagement that is touted as having done that had nothing to do with this arena. And I know that because I sat in every single one of those stakeholder meetings where we were told we cannot talk about the arena because we don't know any of the details. And so that's insincere to say that that was done.
You really are over time.
If we do this today, we could not blame Calgarians for believing this is cowardly council, afraid of it. Cowardly council afraid of its own constituents. I'm not opposed to making unpopular decisions, but we need to be willing to take the heat. Public trust and confidence is at an all-time low for this mayor and council. Why would we give the opportunity for it to go lower? We're elected to make decisions. We are, and the decisions we are meant to be done with due diligence and after discussions with our citizens. This was not enabled, and it's why I can't support this deal today. Thank you.